Today, I'm comparing two standout devices, the Samsung Galaxy A55 and the HMD Skyline. One is a proven contender from Samsung's beloved A-series lineup, while the other is an ambitious new challenger, offering DIY repairability and a unique twist. So which one of these devices delivers better performance, design, cameras, and value for your hard-earned cash? Well, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one deserves a spot in your pocket. And so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Right out of the gate, both of these devices make a strong first impression in the design department, but they cater to different kinds of users. The Galaxy A55 sticks to Samsung's signature modern minimalism. It looks like the younger sibling to their flagship S24 series with flat glass front and back panels, Gorilla Glass Victus Plus here for extra durability, and a brushed aluminum frame here. Plus you get IP67 water and dust resistance, meaning it can handle being dunked in water up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. It's a sleek premium feeling device that's available in fresh looking colors like ice blue, lilac and lemon. The HMD Skyline here on the other hand is like a blast from the past with this futuristic twist. It rocks a unique curvy boxy design that nods to the old school Nokia aesthetics, and the frosted glass back feels silky smooth. Bonus point for not being a fingerprint magnet. But here is its standout feature, DIY repairability. You can pop off the back of this device with just one screw and replace the battery and other internals. That's unheard of in today's market. However, repairability comes with a trade-off. Its IP54 rating only protects it against splashes and not submersions. One major thing I noticed having used these devices as far as design, now that's personal preference, include the fact that the Skyline feels lighter and better in the hand for everyday use. While the Samsung Galaxy A55 has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which feels more modern, the Skyline here retains the faster and trusted physical scanner on the power button. Also, lest I forget, I prefer the audio coming from the Samsung Galaxy A55. It sounded clearer, cleaner than the speakers on the Skyline. So which should you go for? If you lean toward a refined flagship-like look, then the Samsung wins. But if repairability and a nostalgic vibe are your jam, then the HMD Skyline is your guy. Now, when it comes to displays, both devices bring their A games, but with a few quirks. The Galaxy A55 features a 6.6-inch Super AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10 Plus, and 1000 nits of brightness, making it a treat for media consumption. Colors here are punchy, blacks are deep, and the viewing experience screams top tier. Watching YouTube, scrolling through Instagram, or gaming feels smooth and immersive with this device. You also have this adaptive refresh rate with this device up to 120Hz. Now, HMD Skyline counters with a 6.55-inch P-OLED panel, boasting a whopping 144Hz refresh rate. Scrolling is smoother than butter, if butter could scroll actually, and it's delightfully vibrant, and those deep OLED blacks are a treat for the eyes. There's adaptive refresh rate here, but with a catch. Let me explain. While the Skyline offers a smooth 144Hz refresh rate, its adaptive mode is limited to 120Hz, just like the A55. So when you switch over to 144Hz, it's a constant refresh rate which doesn't adapt or lower itself, and that actually drains the battery life. Now, my concern with the Skyline is the chunky black bezels and the odd padding around the chassis that make the display feel slightly dated, almost like it's stuck in 2020. Now, if the Skyline bezels are bugging you, let's focus on something that feels modern, like hitting the like button. Oh, and if you're still watching this video at this point, why not subscribe to the channel? The content here is bezel free, I promise. Thank you. So here is how I see this. For good colors and if you prioritize smoothness and you're okay forgiving the bezels, then the Skyline is your fun pick. But for consistent quality and a sleeker design, better protection, Gorilla Victus against the Gorilla Glass 3 on this device, more vivid colors, then Samsung has the edge here. Now let's get under the hood. On paper, the Exynos 1480 in the Galaxy A55 outpaces the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 in the HMD Skyline, and in real-world use, the difference is noticeable. The Galaxy A55 handles multitasking, web browsing, and even heavy gaming like a champ. Now, the upgrade here is to a 4nm process plus One UI 6.1 on top of Android 14, and this keeps things snappy and polished. Also worth noting is Samsung's commitment to 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security patches, which is no match by HMD Skyline, which only guarantees 2 years of Android updates. For a phone that markets itself as a long-lasting and repairable device, that doesn't make total sense. That said, day-to-day performance on the Skyline is smooth enough for most tasks, and its bloat-free Android experience is a big win for me. You appreciate the clean software, but the hardware here does feel slightly underwhelming for intensive tasks, particularly gaming when compared to the Galaxy A55. Alright, let's dig into the cameras. Both devices, the Galaxy A55 and the HMD Skyline, come with triple camera setups at the rear and front-facing cameras that promise a lot. The HMD Skyline tries to flex with its 108 megapixel main sensor, and I've got to admit, in ideal lighting, it quite shines on its own. But here's the thing. Stabilization isn't its strong suit when compared to the Galaxy A55. On the dynamic range front, it lags behind, especially when the scene is unevenly lit. The 50 megapixel main sensor on the Galaxy A55, on the other hand, plays it safe but consistent. With Samsung's excellent optimization, you get better contrast, more accurate dynamic range, and steadier shots thanks to its superior stabilization. Plus, the A55 does wonders with skin tones, avoiding the overprocessed look you get sometimes with the Skyline. Moving over to the ultra-wide lens, the A55 once again brings consistency. The 12 megapixel ultra-wide produces colors and tones that match the main sensor almost perfectly. On the other hand, the Skyline's 30 megapixel ultra-wide camera has a noticeable tint shift, a color cast that makes it feel like you've switched to an entirely different camera. Zoom. At 2x optical zoom, the Skyline deserves credit for the telephoto lens. It's rare to see in this price range, and it does a solid job for still shots. But if you're comparing to the Galaxy A55's digital zoom, it's less of a blowout than you'd imagine. Samsung does quite well here. Now, when it comes to low light shots, neither phone is a runaway success here, but it's the tie between fix one problem and create another. The Skyline does a decent job of controlling light flares, but at the expense of exposure. Meanwhile, the A55 here produces brighter images but struggles with light flares in brightly lit areas, so you're picking between the lesser of two evils here. And when the scene isn't battling strong light sources, the A55 performs better overall, offering cleaner low light shots with less noise. Now let's talk about the selfies. On paper, the Skyline's 50 megapixel front-facing camera puts Samsung's 32 megapixel shooter to shame, but in reality, not so fast. The A55 consistently delivers better skin tones and finer details, whereas the Skyline struggles to produce consistent results in different lighting scenarios. That said, if you're into portrait selfies specifically, the Skyline does fight back a bit. It edges ahead with more natural-looking subject isolation and better background blur in portrait mode, but for daily selfies, the A55 is the clear winner. Now, when it comes to videos, this is where the Galaxy A55 clearly takes the crown. Both smartphones can shoot up to 4K in resolution, but the A55 delivers better colors, stabilization, and dynamic range. Skyline's 4K footage, while serviceable, tends to look softer and more jittery, especially when you're on the move. And let's not forget front-facing video. Again, Samsung runs circles around the HMD Skyline with better black representation, better details, skin tones, and overall white balance. The Skyline just feels inconsistent here. For most people, especially those into videos and selfies, the Galaxy A55 is the clear winner here. But hey, let me know in the comment section below, are you team big sensors or team better software optimization? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, I'd love to hear them. The battery life here is a mixed bag for these devices. The Galaxy A55 packs a 5000 mAh battery, pushing it through over a day of use for regular use with ease actually. It supports 25 watts wire charging, which isn't the fastest when compared to the competitors out there, but it's quite reliable. The HMD Skyline, on the other hand, comes with a 4600 mAh battery, which is smaller. You'll likely get through a day of use unless you're running the display at 144 Hz or gaming heavily. I mean, both of those activities will drain this battery. That said, HMD scores a win with the 15 watts wireless charging, a rare feature you get for this price bracket. And also you have a 5 watts reverse wireless charging. It's not the most powerful, but it's super convenient for charging accessories like your earbuds. But as far as the overall battery life, longevity and efficiency, Samsung has the crown in this battery department, but the HMD's wireless options do stand out. So here's the tough part, pricing. The HMD Skyline initially retailed at $499 or $500. In fact, right now with Black Friday deals, you can get this device for $100 less at $399. I bet you hope it stays this way forever, as that feels to me to be around the perfect price. Anyway, you can get the Galaxy A55 at around $350 currently. For about $40 less, the A55 offers overall better value with a superior display decision, longer software support, smoother performance, and better cameras. Unless you're captivated by the Skyline's repairability or vibes on design, The A55 feels like the smarter pick for most people. So here's how I look at it. The Galaxy A55 ticks all the boxes: design, performance, display, cameras, and longevity, and it's quite hard to beat. Now, the HMD Skyline is undeniably cool with its repairable design and high refresh rate. If you're a tinkerer or you love standing out with something unique, this phone makes a strong case. But hey, let me know in the comment section below, are you team Samsung or team HMD Skyline? And would you pay extra for repairability? Let's talk in the comment section. Check out this video where I compared these devices to other similar devices. Catch you in the next one. Koei that day.